Hello, Six Red. This is Mr. Krubel. I am not here. I am on my way to a football game in Marysville, about an hour and a half away. So today, you're going to be working on lesson 4. We're going to work on sections 1, 2, and 3. Now, you should already have finished with your bell work. You should have completed your planner. Your computer and your binder should be put away on your desk. You need to have out in front of you your workbook turned to page 29 and a textbook turned to page 72. Again, your workbook on page 29 and your textbook on page 72. So we will start with section 1. We will do this one together. I'll explain about sections 2 and 3 and how to do those, and then you'll be able to work with your groups to complete those, or if you choose to work on your own, that is fine. You'll just stay at your table and work on your own. When you get finished, or if you get finished with section 3, you can work on the geography challenge from yesterday or the big idea page from yesterday. Those are your two options on what to do if you get finished. It's important that we get sections 1 to 3 done today, because in class tomorrow we'll work on sections 4 through 6, because we need all of those sections for next week on Monday to create a comic strip that goes over the Paleolithic and the Neolithic ages, the Old Stone Age and the New Stone Age. So you should be on page 72 in your textbook, page 29 in your workbook. We'll go through section 1 real quick. So our questions for section 1, it says briefly describe what life was like in the Paleolithic age and the Neolithic age. So when I read through here, I want to pay careful attention. As you can see, I have it in yellow, the Paleolithic age. This is what was going on. So we can say that early humans were hunters and gatherers. They wandered from place to place, hunting animals. They gathered plants for food, and they often took shelter in caves. And as I keep reading, it tells me about the Neolithic age and what was going on during that time period. So how they got food. It says people started to farm and produce their own food. They learned to raise animals and plant crops. People could now settle down in one place. And a little bit further down at the bottom, it talks about their shelters. They were building permanent shelters and forming larger communities. So those are all the things that I would add in for question 1, which I have it right here. This is what I have for question 1. I described the Paleolithic age. I described the Neolithic age, how they got their food, and where they were living. So again, all of this information is in your textbook, so you should be able to get those parts written down. I'll give you about 2 minutes to write this information down, and then I will continue. So I'll have the teacher just pause the video, and you'll wait for 2 minutes, and then I will continue on. Please pause the video now. All right, so now that we have question 1 written down, question 2 was where were many Neolithic settlements located and why? So if I go back to my reading, I have that one listed here in orange. It talks about how many Neolithic settlements were located in the Fertile Crescent, which is east of the Mediterranean Sea, where the land was fertile, which means good for growing crops. And that is exactly what I added to my question. So I wrote many Neolithic settlements were located in the Fertile Crescent because the soil was fertile or good for growing crops. I'll give you about a minute to get this one written down because we are doing these together. I'll have the teacher pause the video now, please. All right, so we're back and we're on now to section 2. So you will be looking at page 73 in your textbook, and we're on page 30 in your workbook. Now, these next sections, they're broken into 2 different pieces. Question 1 will always be about the Paleolithic age. Question 2 will be about the Neolithic age. And we're comparing how things went based on whatever question it's asking. For example, in section 2, it's asking about their food. So creating a stable food source. So here's my reading. Come down and I look at my questions. How did people obtain food in the Paleolithic age, and what were some challenges? So make sure you answer both of those for part 1. And it will tell you up here in the text on how they got their food and what was hard about it. Then, for question 2, which has several parts, we're looking at how Neolithic Nell, that's one of our characters, how her life was back during the Neolithic age. So now it says, rather than gather wild plants, what did Neolithic people learn to do? And this part's already been written in for you. It says, we learned that we could grow our own food by collecting and planting the seeds of plants. So notice, it's written from her perspective. She uses the words we. So when you answer these questions, you do it from her perspective. So down here, it says, what did Neolithic people learn about domesticating animals? She would start off by saying, we learned that. So it's from her perspective, from her and her people. The third question for part 2 doesn't necessarily give you the direct answer in the text, but it's more of you looking at the first 2 parts of section 2 about agriculture or farming and domesticating animals, which are all part of agriculture. So describe what agriculture is and why was it important to these early people. How did it help them? How did farming help them? How did domesticated animals help them? That's how you answer the second part of question 2. And again, make sure you write it from her perspective. And then when you get on to section 3, which is the last section I want you to try and get done today, it'll be the same thing, but except this time, instead of Neolithic Nell, we have Neolithic Nick, but he's doing the same thing. So he's asking about their houses. How were houses built in the Neolithic age? So you could say that we learned how to, and how are they learned how to build houses? And then how did Neolithic people use their houses to store food and to cook food? So Neolithic Nick might say, we use our houses too. Notice we're saying we. So that way, it's from their perspective. So once again, our goal is to get sections 2 and 3 completed. We did section 1 together, so that one should be finished. You need sections 2 and 3 done today. We'll do sections 4, 5, and 6 tomorrow. So we are ready for our comic strip on Monday. So it's important that we get all of these completed. I want you guys to all work. Please listen to the substitute. This is my first time being gone from you guys. So one of my rules is that if you act up in class and the substitute leaves your name on the report, that when I come back, it will be an automatic level 2 for misbehavior in my classroom when I am gone. We should be on our best behavior when there's a substitute in the room. That is my expectation. So please get your work done. When it's time to pack up and get ready to go to advisory, so at about 2:04, please make sure your workbooks are put away. Please make sure the books are stacked up neatly on the tables. And then you'll go to your advisories and wait for instructions. And I will see you guys all tomorrow.